This is the Tom Barnard Podcast. Listen live weekday mornings, 8 to 9:30, or anytime you like as a podcast on the Tom Barnard app at tombarnardshow.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah, baby. That's all I have to say is yeah, baby. No question about it. Man, I got a bunch of stuff that I got to do in the next couple of weeks, but I'm coming home. I'm very happy about that. Be hanging out. I got a bunch of stuff. We're moving and all that, so that's going to be a massive pain in the ass, but
Tavern, we got what? Tom, how much? Like 2 weeks? We got 2 weeks to get all of our stuff out of Tom's house and then act like we were never there.
Yes, we've been squatting in Tom's house.
Oh, you know what? One thing that has been mentioned to me, and I gotta figure. I was gonna run this by you guys anyway.
Yeah, fire.
But Andy was over there yesterday looking at different things because we're moving into a smaller place, so we're gonna get rid of some of our furniture, this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah.
And my son Andy pointed out, he said, "Dad, you have an entire room filled with wine." I said, "I do?" He goes, "Yes, you've got an entire wine cellar full of wine, and you don't drink." I said, I think it's been like 13 years or something, right? He sent me a couple of names, and I checked, and they're worth a little more than I paid for them. Let me put it that way.
So do you have to have like an auction?
You know what I'm thinking about doing? And I don't think I need anybody's. I mean, this is my show, right? I don't have to ask anybody what I can do on the show.
Damn right.
Yeah.
I think we should start having contests on the show, like, little competitions or whatever.
Okay.
And the winner gets a bottle of wine. And again, I didn't pay anywhere near this much for this wine. It's what it is now. A bottle of wine worth $1,000.
Whoa.
That's like, I don't even know what occasion I would open that for.
Well, you don't. What you do is you win the contest, you get the wine, and then you go sell it to Surdix. That's what you do.
You hold on to it in case the Wolves can win just every playoff game and they don't lose. They go 16-0, and then you crack it open.
Yeah.
As soon as they lose a game, then you go sell it.
There you go. Would you look up a wine called Fortunate Son and see the cheapest one you can find? Because it's probably a few $100, something like that.
Yeah, what's that?
It's called Fortunate Son. It's one of the best wines I've ever had in my entire life.
Well,
and that's 13 years ago, so that's a pretty good memory.
They are known as the luxury red wines of the highest quality.
There you go. Apparently, that's what it all is.
Confirm and continue that I am 21.
Yeah, there you go. You got to prove you're 21 years old.
It always amazes me that they even put those on there. I get it. It's a liability for them, but it's just a click of a button. Yeah, of course I'm 21.
Yes.
I'm 21.
I reached over my crib and yes, I'm 21. Yeah, how the hell are you going to prove? I suppose you told them you were 21, therefore you're 21.
Yeah.
It does protect them, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm going to say that it must be expensive because most alcohol sites you go to
have a price.
They have a price listed. This one, you can either join the wait list or you have to log into your account, and there are no prices listed. So I'm going to say that it is very expensive.
Yeah.
I started buying wine many, or probably 35, 40 years ago. Probably 35 years. Between 35 and 40 years ago. Somewhere in there. Mm-hmm. And that wine now, it's like, my God. Wasn't it? There are some... What's that?
I'm looking here and I see a few prices. They have one kind of like their lowest grade bottle you can find for about $180.
Oh, there you go.
And then it is a steep incline to their middle of the range bottle, the Cabernet Sauvignon, the Warrior.
Yep.
$420 for a bottle.
That's very middling. You're going to find a lot of them for about $1,000.
Yeah, and that's their lower grade stuff. And then
it is, yeah.
And then it says you need to prove that you can actually pay before you view the rest of these ones.
Yep.
Tax returns.
That's exactly right.
Shows your tax brackets.
The great thing about that is I didn't know. I mean, I knew where there was some wine in there, but I didn't know there was that. I guess there's an entire wine cellar full of wine in there.
A 2018 bottle of Fortunate Son, the Warrior Cabernet is going for $900.
There you go. Yeah, it's about $1,000 a bottle. Some of it.
It's insane.
I know.
And Tom, were you ever, like, obviously having a wine cellar filled with all these wines? It's like when you're gifting them to people like the whole wine community, it's a whole different world. It's all like art.
Yeah, it is.
It's
Yeah.
like a bottle of wine. It might as well be cash that you're paying somebody with.
It is all true, but yeah, maybe let's work about that. Win the contest on the Tom Barnard Show and you win the Fortunate Son. We can call it the Fortunate Son contest. As a matter of fact, I'll reach out to the vineyard, see if they want to sponsor it.
Yes.
You know what's great about that? One thing I will tell you, and again, I never paid a fortune for not one bottle of wine in my life. I bought it very, very early at a really good price, and now it's worth a lot more than that. You know, it's all secured and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have that's one thing. You have a wine cellar. You have to have an alarm system because people get weird.
Oh yeah, if somebody hears you've got an extensive wine collection, that's when you have dinner party, and then all of a sudden one guest disappears because they're your wine collection.
That's exactly right. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, we'll think about that. I just wanted to run that by you guys, see if you thought that was a good idea.
Yeah, I'm sure there's probably Amy's probably pulling her hair out right now because I'm sure there's some type of legal issue with giving away alcohol, but we can sort that out later.
Don't worry about it.
We don't read the fine print around here. That's for somebody else to
thought
take
it
care
was
of.
juice.
It's all, yes, we thought it was juice. We thought it was grape juice. That's what Fortunate Son grape juice. There you have it. We shall take a break, coming right back. We're going to be talking about, I did not see a 26-point blowout coming. Not a chance did I see that coming. We're going to find out if it happened or not right after this. K&L Surplus and Ammo in Lina Lakes is my choice for firearms and ammunition. Jim, the owner, is one of the most knowledgeable people in the business and is great at getting you the right firearm for your needs. K&L Surplus and Ammo also works with local groups on raffles and auction fundraisers. It's a great, Jim cares about that stuff quite a bit. If your group has a fundraiser coming up, as a matter of fact, to make sure, call Jim at K&L. Their number is 763-757-2614. He can put together a great package for your event and help you raise more money. K&L Surplus and Ammo is on Lake Drive in Lina Lakes and open Tuesday through Saturday. You can reach them by phone at 763-757-2614. You can also visit them online at www.klgunstore.com.
Is that text you're sending so important that you missed your turn? Is that text you're sending so important that you ran the red light? Is that text you're sending so important you didn't see the ball coming onto the road or the child that followed? Hi, I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. When you take your eyes off the road for even 4 seconds, your vehicle travels 100 yards. That's the entire length of a football field. If you absolutely have to text, you need to pull off the road somewhere safe and do it from there. Texting and driving is against the law and can cause serious injury or even death to you and others. Now that is important. We hope you're never injured in a collision, but if you are, please contact us.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Going farther with Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw & Bryant.
Mike Lindell and MyPillow employees want to thank my listeners for all of your continued support. To thank you, they're having an overstock clearance and new product sale right now for the best prices ever when you use promo code TOM, and you get free shipping on your entire order. Get 50% off the MyPillow 2.0. Also get 50% off the brand new flannel sheets that just arrived in will not last long. 6-pack towel sets are only $29.98, and take advantage of the free shipping on larger items such as mattresses and mattress toppers, 100% made in the USA, on sale for as low as $99.99. Everything's on sale, from the brand new kitchen towels that have the same technology as the bath towels. They actually do absorb. That's the part of it that's very important to me. These towels, they don't suck up anything. I hate that. They have dog beds, blankets, couch pillows, so much more. To get the best specials ever, go to mypillow.com or call 800-516-5146. Use promo code TOM, and you get free shipping on your entire order. So call 800-516-5146 or go to mypillow.com and use promo code TOM.
This is the Tom Barnard Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the part of my career I've been called the great quarterback because this is where I hand it off to the experts. What do you think of that reference?
Well, that's good. That's very good. So
See
you
what
you manage the segment like a quarterback manages the game?
Yes, that's exactly right.
I like that.
Then after the show's over, I go get hammered like most quarterbacks do.
Is it at least back in the day at the Rusty Scupper?
I'm back at the Rusty Scupper, baby. Oh, you saw things at the Rusty Scupper, which is now part of Walser. It's like a Walser, another dealership there or something.
Yes.
But in any case, Paul Walser's a friend. That's why I even brought it up. Paul, God, I haven't talked to Paulie in a while. I'll have to get it done. But in any case, I'm just going to hand it off because I did not see a 26-point win coming.
Nobody did. Rudy Gobert wasn't there because of, and everyone, well, including me, was like, "Oh, that's gonna hurt a lot. It's probably gonna be 1-1 coming back here." And the Wolves kicked their ass. Like this is the Sun series all over again, and they are just. I know this is gonna be shocking. They're just that good. Like right now, they're just that good. I haven't seen defense like this since the 90s when a lot more was allowed.
You know what
they
amazes
suffocate
me?
you.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The thing that amazes me about it is how the world has changed because my daughter is the one who tells me how good the Timberwolves are. I mean, she's a huge Timberwolves fan, and no, Dad, you're wrong. This team has got blah, blah, blah. I'm like, really? But she was right. She nailed it. No question. She and Dan, her husband, are huge Timberwolves fans.
If you've watched this team all season, you knew that they were really good.
Right.
But, I mean, I think Tevin should chime in here because I don't think anybody saw this coming. They're kicking teams' asses.
Yeah. They all season, obviously, we were very good. There were moments where we would, okay, this looks like, same old Timberwolves. Maybe we're not as good as we think we are. But then the playoffs came. And almost as if he descended from the heavens, Anthony Edwards laced up his shoes and he said, no. This is winning time, and we are going to kill everybody in front of us. And he is playing. Thank you. We need the light, happy music because we're howling at the moon. Yep. We are going to sweep the Denver Nuggets. Is that too much to say right now, Judd? I mean, we just kicked their asses at their crib, and Minnesota. It's going to be electric in the Target Center.
Oh my God, Friday night's going to be incredible. I mean, with the way that they're playing, here's why I think a sweep is very possible. Denver's going to have to decide. Its starters are going to have to decide that they want to actually play. And much like the Suns, like with Durant and Booker before, Murray and Jokic in that group now look like they want to be any place else but on a court with a team that wants to literally kick their ass.
Judd, let me ask you this. You mentioned he doesn't want to even be on the court. Is there a chance that the NBA doesn't allow Jamal Murray on a court after throwing a heat pack onto the court in the middle of play?
And a towel. And I think if you go back and look, because they've got it now, I think both of those things look like they were very much directed at the official as well. Mm-hmm. So, yes, if the league's got any cojones, I would suspend him. But you're doing him a favor.
Yeah.
That's the damnedest thing. You're doing him a favor. He looks, and I know he's hurt a little bit, but he looks miserable. They look miserable. Everyone the Wolves play look like, what the hell is this? Why should, that's what defense does. Mm-hmm. There's no time. There's no space. You think they're not letting guys get shots off. Forget not making the shots. There was a play last night where Jamal Murray crossed half court and McDaniels and I think it was bear down on him, and he was incredibly frustrated. They did nothing, but they suffocated him. It looked like a player drowning in quicksand.
God, I'm telling you, it's still amazing. 106-80. I mean, they didn't get near 100. That's the other part of it. It's like 80 points in an NBA game? What?
What is this, the early 2000s Spurs?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
With a really dynamic player, too. That's what's weird about this. Like, if they didn't have Ant, they could still win some games, but they would be just really ugly. But because of Ant, what's so weird about this to say is the offense is secondary. But they've got it because they've got, Cat played well last night too, and they've got Ant. But everything they're doing that's really demoralizing their opponents is the defensive side. It's not the offense. If they would go back and forth with teams, I think teams would enjoy it. But they won't, because they won't play nice. They're bullies.
Yeah, no question about it. I got a couple more questions for you guys, because this is going to change Minnesota for some time. After this happened last night, like I said, just minutes ago, one of the best team, the best team in the NBA, Denver was just a few months ago. Scoring 80 points is a little odd. I mean, you talk about getting your ass handed to you. So I do have to ask, and I'm talking about everybody's opinion, all three of you and all the listeners. I got to be honest with you. Who the hell's the athlete that wanted to buy the Timberwolves again?
A-Rod?
Player? A-Rod?
Yeah, Alex Rodriguez.
He must feel pretty bad about the fact now that he didn't get to buy the team, don't you think?
He still might, though. That's the funniest thing is behind the scenes. This is now going to arbitration. Yep. Like that. This is almost a movie. With all the dysfunction, right. The coach's knee is a hot mess. It's all torn up. Mm-hmm. A star player leaves because the birth of a child. This is like, it's unfolding like a script, but it's as if everything that goes wrong, which doesn't obviously affect the team on the court, makes the team on the court stronger.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, and we're playing so well. Like, I even forgot that they're in the middle of arbitration right now, trying to figure out who's going to own the team. It's amazing that this team has been able to kind of stick together through all these ups and downs of what they've been going through.
I think it makes them stronger.
I have a question for you guys. Didn't they have their chance to put the money on the table, and it was their team, and they didn't do it?
Well, now what we've heard is that Glenn wanted to be a payment plan. So like that it was going to be installments, and now he's claiming that they didn't correctly fulfill one of the last payment plan. Mm-hmm. They're saying that they did. Like, I do think that this is going to lead to the league no longer allowing this, which I'm shocked that they did.
I agree.
If you're going to sell the team, you've got to sell the team. And in this day and age, there are enough billionaires where if it's not, hey, I'm going to buy your team, here's a check. Mm-hmm. No matter who says, let's try a payment plan. Nope. The NBA, no credible professional sports league should allow that. It's a very 1970s archaic, it's stupid. So I don't know who's at fault here, but it's definitely the league's fault for allowing this to begin in the first place.
If there's fault, there's also praise. Who put this Timberwolves team together? Was it one guy? Was it a few guys?
It's a few guys. The guy that started it was Gerson Rosas, who was fired because of one, I think the way he treated employees, and two, he had a inappropriate relationship with a team employee.
What?
Oh yeah. But he's the guy who drafted Ant, and what people don't want to talk about now is there were 3 guys in that draft that were very viable first overall picks. There was Ant, who was questioned a lot because he had played a year at Georgia on a really not a good team, and he was literally a kid. There was a guy by the name of James Wiseman, a big man that a lot of people loved, who went to Golden State second and has washed out completely, but was a
really
big name. And then there was LaMelo Ball, who went to Charlotte and was 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 at the time a more complete player than Ant. Actually won the Rookie of the Year. And there were some that wanted him. And Gerson picked Ant. Now, Tim Conley, who, ironically enough, built the Nuggets roster that won a championship last year, he's now the GM. And he is the guy who made the Gobert trade, which, of course, a year ago looked like a unmitigated disaster. And now looks like it was brilliant. So, and Conley also chased off D'Angelo Russell and brought in Mike Conley. So he gets a ton of credit for sort of finalizing the roster, but Rosas started the ball rolling, and Conley picked it up and finished it off to get it to where it is today.
I mean, it's very impressive what happened. I'll be honest with you. Because I had been a Timberwolves fan, for a long, long time, and then he just sucked for so many years I couldn't stand it anymore. I heard some, whispering going on about this year, about how it was going to get much better. So I did pay a little more attention. Then I find out my daughter and my son-in-law are a huge Timberwolves fan. So I start checking them out again, and I get lucky timing for me. This team actually is as good as you guys thought they were.
They're better than I thought they were.
Oh, so much better.
I thought they were good. I didn't know they were this good.
Yeah, I thought they were good, but it was kind of one of those things where maybe if things fall in place for us, we can kind of luck our way into a finals appearance. And now it's like we're not scared of anybody. Line them up in front of us. We're knocking them down. Anybody that wants to join the Timberwolves bandwagon, come on in. The water's warm. We're welcoming everybody. Let's go.
I just, again, it's just amazing to me. I did not this morning because the game didn't start here till 10 o'clock, so I didn't watch the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
I got up this morning and I was looking at, God, I wonder if they eked it out. Yeah, they eked it out by 26 points. I'm like, Jesus.
It was nuts.
I've not seen a score like that in a long time in an important game.
And what was the biggest lead was 30-something.
Yeah.
Yeah, in like halftime, I think it was like 61-35. Like the game was over. Well,
yeah.
What do you even say if you're the head coach of the Nuggets in the locker room?
Right.
We're getting our ass kicked here. Let's go. Pick it up.
You got no answers?
No.
You got no answers, and your stars are frustrated. But the interesting thing is this also the Wolves are really good, but this also comes down to how hard do you want to work to beat them?
Yeah.
And I think we're at the point of the year where a lot of teams like the Nuggets won the championship last year, which means they played well into June. And that's a long year. Your off season then becomes really short, and then you're right back at it. And I don't know that they're want at this point. Like once you realize it's like the Suns. I think the Suns thought, okay, yeah, let's go. We beat the Wolves 3 times during the season. We'll be great.
Right.
And then they played that first game, and they're like, oh, this is going to be different. And then they played the second game, and I think they thought, oh, let's go home.
That was it.
I'm serious. I mean, it's pro athletes. There's there are guys with rings, and if they've got Denver won a championship, so they're going to have that.
Yep.
And it's just like the Wolves are like it's to me it is boxers. It's Ali at the end.
Oh God.
Which was really sad, right?
Yep.
But I mean, you're up against the ropes, and you've been doing this for a long time, and you're exhausted, and the young whippersnapper wants to kick your ass, and you're just like, let's end this. That's how it feels. I mean, if Denver comes back and plays well, good for them. But the Wolves aren't. The thing about this is what the Wolves are doing is not a fluke. Like nothing about their defense is going away.
No,
they'll just continue to play like this,
and they almost get more enjoyment out of stopping you from scoring than they do from scoring themselves.
They do,
which
I think
you're
right.
Got to be terrifying for every other offense.
God, you got me all fired up now. I'm going to go back and you mentioned Muhammad Ali, so I'm going to go back and listen to that song that I recorded.
Oh,
I got to go back and listen to that again. That was Ricky. Ricky's the one that wrote that, put it all together, recorded it, and the whole deal, man. I miss Muhammad Ali a lot. You just brought him up. I do. I miss him a lot. What a gentleman. What a talent.
Oh, God.
Really nice guy. The whole deal. And the thing I loved about him the most, if it was true, he said it, and if you didn't like it, tough shit. I loved that about him.
Well, he was a more famous Barkley long before Barkley.
Yeah, that's very true. But I will say one thing. My life in Minnesota has been ruined by Muhammad Ali because I followed his example. They don't like that shit in Minnesota. I will tell you that.
No, we're passive aggressive.
Absolutely, it's not like Muhammad Ali. God, I miss that man. I'm sorry, I changed the subject on you guys.
No, he's got some of the greatest quotes ever.
Oh, yeah. Ali?
Yeah,
you got that right.
Didn't he say something about like he can turn the lights off? And he gets in bed before the room gets dark.
That's correct.
Something like that, yeah.
That's how fast I am.
No, he was great. I unfortunately saw the end of his career, not the greatness, but I mean, yeah, his impact on sports. I mean, he's probably, if you think about it, he's probably one of, if not the first trash talker. Like brilliant, brilliant trash talker. And how he and Cosell played off each other was just genius.
It was, no question about it. But Dick Cavett. By the way, by coincidence, I was thinking about him last night because of Ali and all that. But I didn't. Dick Cavett is still alive. He's like 89 years old. I didn't even know that.
I come across the clips of his show on Twitter still.
Oh, yeah.
He was good.
He was really good. There's no question.
He asked the tough questions in the nicest way possible, and people would get really pissed off, and it was brilliant.
Muhammad Ali came on the Dick Cavett show after Ken Norton broke his jaw. Right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And he's on the show. Ken Norton broke his jaw, and Dick Cavett says on live television for the nation, he said, "Oh, my God, I don't even know how I would feel today if I was ever hit like that." And there's a long pause. Now he goes, "If you were hit like that, your beneficiaries still be collecting."
I love it.
That was Muhammad Ali.
I love it. Oh, oh my God, that's great. The Dick Cavett set is one of the 70s talk show set is one of the greatest things of all time.
Yep.
Everyone's smoking, shag carpet.
Oh, yeah.
And half the people are drunk.
That's very, very true. Now, you guys don't get me all fired up about the Timberwolves, and promise me they won't let me down.
They're not going to.
I don't see it, man. I don't think so.
I'm getting nervous now, man. I'm getting excited about the Timberwolves. I've been here before. That's all I have to say. But, yeah, I'm telling you, Tevin came on the show. Alex talking to me behind the scenes about this, that, and the other thing, and you guys have been big fans all year. You both predicted this was, not necessarily that this was going to happen, but they were going to be in a very strong position at the end of the season, which they are. I mean, don't get me all excited. Watch, I'll jump on the bandwagon. Oh, Tom came on, so they collapsed. I can just see it.
And before I go, I would just like to tell you that the Minnesota Twins won again last night. Now, they lost on Sunday, but that ended a 12-game winning streak, and now they have won again. And so the Twins are very much now in the Central Division mix.
Is everybody in the entire major leagues like 19-16? Like every team has the same record. What the hell is that?
Well, I'm just telling you, your Twins are back. Things are right. You're going to have to absorb the fact that in the Minnesota sports world right now, things are incredibly good.
Well, let me put it this way. The Timberwolves look great. The Twins look really, really good. And we got rid of that horrendous ass-kiss quarterback that we had for the Vikings. I don't remember his name.
It's like Kirk.
Is Dirk Muffins?
Dirk Muffin. Yeah, that's the guy.
Yeah.
I swear to God. You see this pen?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I said, I ran into him one time. This pen, this is his bicep right here. The guy's got no muscle at all. He's like a stick figure.
Oh, he was very thin.
Very, very thin guy.
Yep. And now we have the young J.J. McCarthy with the great hair.
Oh, God, I can't wait, man.
Great head of hair.
God, I'm getting sucked into all these sports. This is not good. I just don't.
Come on back, Tommy. Come on back.
All of these years have been just kicking.
91. Right, it's been since 91, Tom.
I know. Do you believe that? 35 years almost, or 33 years.
Oh, there is. I've gotten a lot of notes, and we did a post game show, Phil and I, last night, and people are like, I don't know how to process this, and I finally said, here's my advice: don't enjoy it.
Yep.
Don't try to process it, because the thing I learned with the Twins way back when was you just enjoy the ride. There will be time for processing. Mm-hmm. In the Twins case, there's been 35 years for me to process 91. But, don't try to process this. Just enjoy this, because these runs, as we have, as the older group like me has learned, these runs cannot be taken for granted.
No, you're absolutely right. It's congratulations to everybody out there. If you're a sports fan in Minnesota, what a great time right now. The baseball team's playing better than I thought they would. I did not see this Timberwolves thing coming like Tevin and Alex did. It is great.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt about it. And I do like JJ. I'm really happy with that pick.
Look at you. It's all coming together.
I'm all in a great mood about sports for the first time since 91.
You're in. All right, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
All right, pal. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Judd Zulgad, SKOR North. Take a break. Be right back. Crispin
Glover.
Crispin Glover. That's who's on with us next. Is that it? We'll be right back. Hi, it's Tom Barnard for Livia Weight Control Centers. Now's the time to get a jump on summer the Livia way. Join Livia today and get your first 8 weeks free in those first 8 weeks by following Livia's nutrition plan, which I've done now for 1 month. And with the help of their expert team of registered dietitians and nutritionists, you can lose. Now, it says you can lose up to 20 pounds or more, and I came in that more category. After 4 weeks, I had already lost just short of 21 pounds. Imagine how much better you'll feel, not to mention how much better your summer clothes will fit. Join today, and you'll also receive a complimentary in-body scan, so that's great. I've been with Livia now, like I said, for 29 days. It's going extremely well, and nothing but support. I mean, that's one thing. I am one of those kind of guys that needs support when they're going to go on an eating program, and I get tons of it, and you will too, which is the great thing. I mean, they actually do care how you're doing, which is very, very important. So join today. Get your first 8 weeks of Livia's nutrition plan free. Visit Livia.com. That's Livea.com, or call 855-GO-LIVIA. And Livia's medical weight loss is now offering GLP-1 medications. They start at just $2.99 a month. Quiet the food noise. See accelerated results by summer. Visit Livia.com or call 855-GO-LIVIA. Get a jump on summer the Livia way.
I've been tracking the weather in Minnesota for a long time. I'm 5 Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Ken Barlow. And in the morning, I've got to be right because my forecast affects your family's entire day. And in the evening, you can count on my friend, Ren.
That's right, Ken. I'm 5 Eyewitness News Evening Meteorologist Ren Claire. And as a Minnesotan, I know our weather can be tricky. Throughout the day and into the night, I've got you covered with an accurate forecast to help keep your family safe and ready for any weather.
And don't forget, no matter how things change or what time of day, you'll always get our forecast first at the start of every newscast on 5 Eyewitness News. Start your day with me, Ken Barlow.
And wrap up your day with me, Ren Claire.
Because 5 Eyewitness News is always tracking our weather, so you're always alerted first. It's why 5 Eyewitness News is Minnesota's weather authority.
Ladies and gentlemen, when you go to a restaurant, you do expect the chef to be an expert, right? Yeah, great food. You expect your auto mechanic to be an expert when it comes to fixing your car. Yes, I definitely do expect that. Yeah, you need to be really good, an expert. I put my family in my car. It has to be very smooth. You judge them both by the results of their work. Josh Arnold is an expert in investments and planning your financial future. Josh Arnold is my expert, and he should be yours too. I talk to Josh every week. He understands the market, the economy. He knows how to plan for your retirement. Do not put it off another day. The man with your plan is Josh Arnold. It's the man with my plan. Call Josh now for a no-obligation 48-minute evaluation. You got nothing to lose. You'll have an expert planning and managing your financial future, which is always a good idea anyway, by the way. And Josh is your guy. Just call Josh. 952-925-5608. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice. Tommy B is a paid endorser.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
Channel 5's Chris Egert, brought to you by Mr. Money Talk Josh Arnold. Call Josh today for your free 48-minute evaluation at 952-925-5608. Oh, look who's Sugar Tits back. What do you know?
Hey, sorry, I have no voice yesterday. and it's not great again today, quite frankly. But
hey, do me a favor, Fredo. Go get Clemenza. Go get him. I got to talk to him about Chris Egert's going to do the news.
You do. You sound like Marlon Brando, the Godfather, baby.
Yeah, I love allergies.
Oh, I get nailed with allergies like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah.
Very quickly, you can go from one state to another, and there's a different allergy you didn't even know you had.
For sure. Yeah, definitely.
What?
Yeah, didn't you get hit by some tree thing a couple weeks ago, Tom? Yeah.
Melaleuca trees kick my ass. I don't know what it is about them, but they don't like me.
Yeah. So I don't know what, over the weekend, I started getting a little sick on Friday, and then Saturday I was like triple dosing cold medicine and Benadryl and robo tripping my way through the weekend. And then yesterday I thought I could come back today. I'm still, but anyway, all good.
I want you to do something on the news and record it and send it so I can play it on the show. Like the next time somebody does something really, really bad and they're on the run, I want you to go, I want you to make an offer they can't refuse. You can just say it like that. I would love that, man. There's no question. Well, you don't look like you feel bad. It's just it's an allergy thing.
That's funny you say that, because my wife last night, she sat down to dinner and she goes, how are you feeling? And I'm like, I don't know, fine. She goes, don't take this the wrong way, but you don't look like you feel good. I'm like, okay.
Hey, Catherine and your wife can never get together. I want to tell you that.
There's a lot of truth being told. Yeah.
Yes. You and I would never see the end of it if your wife and my wife became friends. That would not be good.
Yeah, I do. I respect a truth teller. That's fine. I don't need just tell me like it is.
It's true. So I saw some video this morning, and I can't remember where it was. It doesn't matter where it was. There's a black pastor up on the altar, and he's delivering a speech. This guy just walks up with a gun, pulls the trigger. Thank God it misfired.
Isn't that crazy?
My favorite part is that guy in the audience came smoking up there and busted his ass. That was wonderful.
Yep.
Great to see. The guy.
Yeah, I saw that video last night on the evening news. I'm not sure where it was out of either. It was kind of just a blurb in the background, but yeah, every time, the last couple of times I've been at church, I do sit there and I think about that, because people are so, for lack of a better term, triggered about everything.
Yep.
And I do, it's like places where you used to think were off limits and where you could be safe. And I know there's been church shootings and, I guess it can happen anywhere at this point, but boy, I'm glad that went the way it did. That's for sure.
And for people who may not have seen the story, the reason he went into the church is because God told him to. In full voice, by the way. He said he started hearing voices as he was walking past the church, and the voices told him to go in the church. We got to stop with this hatred, because people who have mental illness, when you do nothing but puke up hatred on the national news, people with mental illnesses will get way over the top. You better be careful with that. It's very, very dangerous to be puking up all this hatred on the national news.
I don't think there's too many places where they can go that you're not getting that sort of the drumbeat of death and violence and negativity. And I mean, and one thing you notice in a lot of these, go back in these cases like this, and I don't know, I haven't seen all the details of it yet, but they'll probably go back and look at the guy's social media, and they'll probably see that he's been saying, disturbing things for a while, or he's found a community of people where they can kind of isolate themselves with others who have the same kind of thoughts. And
I mean, people hear things, they see things. This guy was hearing voices. Nobody was talking to him, but he was just hearing voices. I mean, it's a whole different, again, I'm not an expert at it, but I got some inside info because my father was mentally ill and he heard and saw things.
Yeah.
So watching someone go through that, we were at St. Joseph's Church, which is no longer there in North Minneapolis. We're sitting in the pew. My father was not, he was Protestant. My mother was Catholic. So he was not a big fan of going to church because he wasn't Catholic. But sitting there in church, I was, I think, 7 years old, maybe 6. And my dad started talking. And I looked over. He was talking to the signs of the cross. And apparently they were talking back. So there's a lot of mental illness out in the world. You do not want to mess with that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, don't give people like my father back in those days the idea that, the world is that horrible, because it's going to get much, much worse if they don't stop. Don't you think?
It's hard to see the cycle of where things are at ending anytime soon either, unfortunately, but
there's a woman this morning. I don't remember what she did. Very attractive young woman. I think she was a politician, but I'm not sure. Went to dinner with some friends last night, and apparently didn't like their politics, so she called them all maggots, but MAGA, TS. So she's calling her own friends a bunch of maggots, and I didn't realize you were that stupid. Just railing on her friends on the national news. It's like, what? What? I thought it was your buddy, first of all. Let me put it this way. If one of you guys told me, you know what, I'm all behind Joe Biden, I believe in him, I go, okay, good for you. The other person, I'm all behind Donald Trump, he's the best in the world. The third person, I think RFK Jr. is the way to go. Why would I get upset with any of the three of you? Why do you get upset by things like that?
Well, when you stop being able to talk about it, that's where it becomes a problem. And
yes, sir.
That is what I don't like about people. Become so isolated, and their viewpoints are shared on their phones with their community of people, but they can't, we should be able to have open conversation about it, like sit at the dinner table, whatever it might be. If you're that triggered, that's part of the problem, man. But
yeah, it's a big part of the problem. Look, again, Gelfand and I agree about almost nothing politically, but I love the guy. He's a great friend of mine. He gets his opinion. I'm not going to try to say, oh, you're wrong. We've had different lives. There's a reason he believes what he believes. There's a reason I believe what I believe. You have different lives. But he's a dear friend of mine. I don't know if he'd say that. That's a different argument. But I think the world of the guy. He's a brilliant man. There's no question about it. He and I literally agree on very little, but that's got nothing to do with our friendship. Nothing. Isn't that how it should be?
I mean, yes, in a perfect world, that is definitely the way it should be. I agree with you, Tommy.
All right, I know you got to get to work, Pally, so get the hell out of here.
Well, before I go quick, I want to give you guys...
He goes, before I go.
Well, no, I just want to give you a heads up. There's been some kind of a house explosion up in Milacs County.
Oh, no.
And we got a crew who just arrived a little bit ago. We've not been able to get close enough to the house yet to see how bad it is. But our photographer there was shooting video of insulation up in the tree branches.
Oh.
So I think we're talking about launching the chopper, but to get a better idea of what it looks like down there. But that's just something for everybody to keep tabs on here over the next couple hours as we learn more about what happened. But from what I've seen so far, if anybody was in there, it does not look good. So,
okay, quick question for you.
Yeah.
Hubbard still doesn't have that helicopter pad on the roof of the building, do they?
It's still here.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, like a teenager, they put that helicopter up but I also remember the pilot at that time. He would take off. So this is a building that's right next to Hubbard. And so he's on the top of this building. It would be like, right over the top.
Oh, those guys! Listen,
whoa!
I've flown in many a news helicopter. Those guys are usually military background.
Yes,
and they go. I mean, they go for it. There's no.
They do.
Nothing mamby-pamby happening in those flights. I can assure you.
I love it. Well, great report, sir. Thank you so much for your time.
All right, guys. Have a good rest of your day.
You too. Channel 5's Chris Egert, brought to you by Mr. Money Talk Josh Arnold. Call Josh today for your free 48-minute evaluation at 952-925-5608. What a good guy. Shows up when he's not. I mean, he sounded good, though. His voice didn't sound bad at all.
Yeah, you can tell he's battling the elements a little bit, but he's a trooper.
Once he got the raspiness kind of worked out in the beginning, he was fine. Yeah.
Don't talk to me anymore.
You're coming to me with a newscast that I can't refuse.
I can't refuse.
We shall take a break. Be right back in a couple minutes. Take a look at some headlines right after this.
I'm here talking with my friends Michael Bilski and Brad Huckle of North American Banking Company. Guys, it seems like banking has changed quite a bit since you first opened your doors in 1998.
Yes and no. In 98, we didn't have online and mobile banking like we do today. Many banking processes have also changed. One thing that hasn't changed is we still provide a true community bank experience right here in the Twin Cities.
Our team takes the time to get to know our customers and their goals. This creates a relationship that is unique in banking today and one our customers appreciate. It's why we like to say we provide a better banking experience.
You're absolutely right, Brad. I've been a customer for a long time. The service your team provides is phenomenal.
Thanks, Tommy.
So why not bank with my banker, North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The past several years have been the craziest in the history of the car business. The pandemic, supply chain and chip issues, all causing extreme inventory shortages that led to, well, predatory pricing. Some dealers charge thousands of dollars over MSRP.
We never played that game. I'm Jim Paul of Valley Buick GMC. We knew that would leave a bad taste in a customer's mouth. More importantly, from an integrity standpoint, it was just wrong.
So what about the current market? You know, inventory and pricing.
Valley has their best inventory in years. Really all the Buick and GMC models. Even the previously hard-to-find Yukons, HD pickups, and Hummer EVs. Plenty of deep discounts. Many with factory rebates and low-interest financing.
Then it's a good time to buy?
It's a great time. We're welcoming our previous customers back, as well as anyone else that felt the treatment just didn't feel right the last time somewhere else.
Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley and Hastings or valleycardealers.com. Car buying without the bad aftertaste.
Mike Lindell and MyPillow employees want to thank my listeners for all your continued support. To thank you, they're having an overstock clearance and new product sale right now for the best prices ever. When you use promo code TOM, you get free shipping on your entire order. You get 50% off the MyPillow 2.0. Also get 50% off the brand new flannel sheets that just arrived and won't last long. 6-pack towel sets for only $29.98. And take advantage of the free shipping on larger items such as mattresses and mattress toppers. 100% made in the USA, on sale for as low as $99.99. Everything is on sale, from the brand new kitchen towels that have the same technology as the bath towels that actually absorb dog beds, blankets, couch pillows, and so much more. To get the best specials ever, go to mypillow.com or call 800-516-5146. Use promo code TOM, and you can get free shipping on your entire order. So call 800-516-5146. Go to mypillow.com and use promo code TOM.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Tevin, did you ever, because it was your idea, did you ever look further into trying to get that author on, the Disorder in the Court author?
No, I had to rush to work, but I have his number, so I'm calling him today.
Oh, you do? Excellent.
Yep.
Don't you think it'd be a good idea to get him on? You guys both?
Yeah, I think so. Because, he's got I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that didn't make the books that are.
Well, good point. Did we do this one? This is an actual book, and these, by the way, are not restructured quotes. They're direct quotes of what was said in court, taken from the court record. So he didn't embellish on any of this stuff, the author, and hopefully we can get him on later this week, next week, or whenever he can do it. But it's called Disorder in the Court. And what's his name?
Shoot. His name was, I believe it was like Charles Seville or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah. Or at least that's close. I know that. I don't know if we use this one or not, but I'm going to say it again. Actual attorney, actual witness. So the date of conception of the baby was August 8th. Witness, yes. Attorney. And what were you doing at the time? Witness, getting laid. You said that on the stand. Think about that. You're on the stand and you talk about getting laid. I don't know. Is that a good idea?
I mean, probably not. I also it makes me want to see a picture of these people, or like the courtroom sketch of these people, because I need to know what they looked like to.
Yeah, exactly.
Make this better.
It's true. Attorney, how was your first marriage terminated? Witness, by death. Attorney, and by whose death was it terminated? Witness, take a guess. Well, I'm not dead, so it wasn't me. Basically,
starting to make me, because I always thought attorneys were the smartest people in the room. Some of these questions are making me rethink my opinion of attorneys.
Well, just like anybody else, I suppose there's about 5% of them that are good. The rest of them are horrible.
Oh yeah. But that, to Devin's point, we did some of these yesterday, and now like even more of these today. It's just like I thought going into it would be 90, 100% on the witnesses. Nope. It seems like it's a lot of self-inflicted answers here by the attorneys, because some of these questions are just brutal.
And Seville is an attorney himself, isn't he?
Yes, it was Charles M. Seville.
Charles M. Seville,
California. So he's an attorney himself. He's been doing it for quite a while.
He's heard a lot, apparently. He's heard a lot of things. Attorney, can you describe the individual? Witness, he was about medium height and had a beard. Attorney, was this a male or a female? Witness, unless the circus was in town, I'm going with male.
That's a good one.
That's a great response. Unless the circus was in town. I didn't, did you realize the average citizen was so clever?
Yeah, I would also like to know when these were taken from. Like, are these recent quotes? Or are they from a long time ago? Because in today's world, I could see everybody that goes into the courtroom, unless they're the person that's specifically on trial, like every witness being a smart ass. But like back in the day, I feel like there was probably a little bit more professionalism.
What
do you think?
Yeah, what is it about getting on that witness stand where it's all of a sudden that's your comedy stand-up special?
Yeah, exactly.
What's the deal with airline food?
That's exactly right. Have you ever appeared on the stand in a trial?
No, I have not. Have you?
I was in court one time, and it does make you very nervous because everyone's looking and right at you.
Yeah.
It's like, and I was a teenager at the time. I think I was 16 years old. It was frightening as hell, I'll tell you that. Are they going to find something about me and take me away in cuffs? What's going to happen here?
Well, what are you able to talk about? What it was about?
It was it had to do with a car crash and a DUI.
Oh,
that kind of deal. So
I see.
Attorney, is your appearance here this morning pursuant to a deposition notice which I sent to your attorney? Witness, no, this is how I dress when I go to work. God, what a bunch of smart asses. I didn't realize people on the stand would be such smart asses. Attorney, doctor, how many of your autopsies have you performed on dead people? Witness, all of them. The live ones put up too much of a fight. I mean, honest to God, is this some of this made up, or are these people all that clever? That's very clever.
Yeah, it's all very clever. I hope that none of them are embellished or made up, but
I hope not.
Because it's just to think that, there's a world out there where somebody just strolls into the witness stand and is like, how am I going to make the judge laugh today?
But I suppose if you're asked stupid questions like that, it's pretty easy to come up with a very snappy answer, I would think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And especially, I think it probably makes more sense for like a witness to be ready with a equipped like this, because they don't have any pressure of going to jail. Like if it was the person that like just committed murder, like they're probably a little bit more focused on not going to jail than making everybody laugh.
Yeah, and I feel like too, sometimes you get it where maybe the defendant is kind of sometimes you could have a relation to them to where if you're being questioned by the prosecuting attorney, this is in your mind an enemy. This guy's trying to put your buddy in jail. This guy's trying to put dirt all over your buddy's good name. So I'm gonna make you look like a fool with all of them are dead, buddy. Except the alive ones put up too much of a fight, and just the snappiness is actually. I hope none of these are embellished. This is great.
But I agree. I'm hoping the same thing. I hope there's no embellishment because it's very funny if there isn't.
Yeah. Or I wonder too if it's a situation where the attorney goes, "Hey, we need to make the people like you more, so I'm going to set you up with some of these questions for you to have a nice response back and seem like a nice guy, so we can maybe get the jury on our side."
You might have a good point there that maybe this is all rigged. Well, not all, but some of it.
Yeah, some of the little games.
I just got a text message from a friend of mine about the building in which I live. He has not introduced himself. He's a very friendly guy. Every time I see him, he's very friendly. How you doing? How's everything going? You having a good day? Blah, blah, blah. A neighbor of mine wants to know if he's an NBA guy, because I got on the elevator with him, and he's about 7'2". He's from, I believe, North Africa. He's a white guy from North Africa, and he's 7'2". There can't be that many 7'2" white guys from North Africa, are there? No, I wouldn't think. Would you have any idea who that would be?
No, I have no idea, and I don't even think you could Google. I don't think there's a 7'2" guy database that we can access.
Probably not.
I would assume he's a hooper of some sort. Anybody over 6'2", I just assume they played basketball somewhere.
Yeah. Apparently he does play in the NBA, but I don't know for whom.
Interesting.
I do not know, but he's a very, very nice guy. Really. Let me think about it. No, you know what? It's not North Africa. I think it was somewhere in Europe. Or was it North Africa? I don't remember, but he's a very pleasant guy, blonde hair, blue eyes, 7'2". Can't be many of the guys like that in the NBA, I wouldn't think.
We'll do a little digging. Let's see.
Was he in Space Jam?
Might have been. It could have been. I have no idea.
Sean Bradley?
Yeah.
Maybe. When I get in the elevator next time, I go, "Hey, Sean, how you doing?"
Right.
What if he looks at me and goes, "What are you talking about? Who are you speaking to, sir? Get your head out of your ass." We'll try to figure out who that is because, like I said, just very pleasant. Talk to him all the time, but we've never introduced one another. So maybe I'll just tell him who I am next time and I go, "Good for you."
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break. Be right back. Josh Arnold will join us right after this. When you go to a restaurant, you expect the chef to be an expert. You expect your auto mechanic to be an expert when it comes to fixing your car. You judge them both by the results of their work. Josh Arnold is an expert in investments and planning your financial future. Josh Arnold is my expert, and he should be yours too. I talk to Josh every week, and he understands the market and the economy, and he knows how to plan for your retirement. Don't put it off another day. The man with your plan is Josh Arnold. Call Josh now for a no-obligation 48-minute evaluation. You've got nothing to lose, and you'll have an expert planning and managing your financial future. Call Josh at 952-925-5608. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice. Tom Barnard is a paid endorser.
Is that text you're sending so important that you missed your turn? Is that text you're sending so important that you ran the red light? Is that text you're sending so important you didn't see the ball coming onto the road or the child that followed? Hi, I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw and Bryant. When you take your eyes off the road for even 4 seconds, your vehicle travels 100 yards. That's the entire length of a football field. If you absolutely have to text, you need to pull off the road somewhere safe and do it from there. Texting and driving is against the law and can cause serious injury or even death to you and others. Now that is important. We hope you're never injured in a collision, but if you are, please contact us.
Find Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Going farther with Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
In addition to having the best selection in town, K&L Surplus and Ammo also can help you sell your firearms safely and worry-free. Very, very important. You've inherited a collection of firearms from a loved one, don't know what to do with them, or if you have guns you're no longer using, call Jim at K&L Surplus and Ammo. Jim can help you sell those firearms safely and through consignment and auction. I know Jim. He's an extremely knowledgeable guy, great guy too. Will help you get top dollar, which is very important, of course. He will help you explore all the options and take the work and stress off of your shoulders. K&L Surplus and Ammo is on Lake Drive in Lina Lakes and open Tuesday through Saturday. You can also visit them online at www.klgunstore.com.
This is the Tom Barnard Podcast.
Yes, it certainly is, ladies and gentlemen. Is Mr. Arnold on the horn?
I am here just for you.
Just for you, Pally. What's going on, man?
Oh, there's a lot of stuff going on. And today, market is looking at Disney, market symbol DDIS, for the first time ever. Disney Plus and Hulu together turn to profit. ESPN Plus still has not turned to profit, but Disney Plus has finally turned to profit. But Disney stock is still down about 8%, trading at $107 and change. They still have issues. You mentioned ESPN, and ESPN was the start several years ago of Disney stock dropping from, we'll say, $180 all the way down to $80 a share, and has been bouncing back and forth between 80 and about 130 since then. We've gone through, we'll say, 3 management changes, from Bob Iger to Bob Chapek, back to Bob Iger, and now they're trying to look who is going to be the successor to Bob Iger. My sense, and this is just me, is that not only Disney, but the other companies like Disney that provided a lot of content, we're trying to be more like Netflix, making a little content and then streaming that and hoping to make some money. But Netflix was a money loser for a long time.
Yes. Yep.
And then became very successful buying and distributing content in addition to their own. Netflix is still, by far and away, the leader in streaming. That's where they make their money. In my sense, Disney, Paramount, Fox, NBC, and others who wanted to do the streaming have not made the money they thought they would. It's become a money loser, and now these companies are looking to go private because their stock prices have gone in the toilet. Even somebody as legendary and as brilliant as Warren Buffett announced at their shareholder meeting on Saturday that they took a serious loss in Paramount.
Oh, really?
They sold their shares that they bought several years ago at $30 a share. I'm guessing they sold those somewhere between $12 and $15 a share. They were probably of the belief that Paramount, or its predecessor name Viacom or Viacom CBS, could after they sold off parts of their business to Disney and others, thought that they could make it or in streaming, and or they'd be sold at a much higher profit. That did not happen, and so far has not happened, though there is plenty of talk that Paramount will be sold to a private equity firm, and I'm guessing will be taken private for a while. That's my guess. The media landscape, which used to be, we'll say, an easy moneymaker with the amount of advertising they had with their shows and the ability to spin off those shows, could be a very, very profitable business. But not anymore. Not anymore. Too many other alternatives for media or the creation of media, whether it be on Meta's Reels or YouTube, owned by Google, or the big one, TikTok.
God, TikTok is the big one. Great.
TikTok is huge. And TikTok is not publicly traded in the United States. But people have been creating their own short form videos that I don't think they sell for much unless they become influencers of some of some kind or some notoriety. Influencers almost, to me, sound like community organizers. I didn't know that there was a job title nor how much money that they can make. But some influencers make a lot of money as they get advertisers to help them push. But TikTok is huge from what I understand. I am not somebody who's been on TikTok, and heck, I went on Twitter, and for a while, man, I had to get off that thing. It's a black hole. It's a black hole. Get off this thing. It was so you could become depressed.
Yep.
I'm not sure you can become depressed on Twitter or on TikTok, but man, it's probably a black hole. And from what I read, this is per the New York Times, which did a whole section this weekend on TikTok and its impact on individuals and maybe on society. Like, people spend minimally an hour a day on TikTok.
Very young people, though, right?
Primarily young people, but that's a lot of time. And the young people get their news and views on TikTok. And it's like, I'm sorry.
No.
Not for me. But anyway, Disney stock is down. I would not really look at a lot of the media companies unless we're talking about two favorites of mine, Apple, which also produces, we'll say, movies and does some streaming, but that's not their only business. Apple beat top and bottom line, increased their dividend. They did not sell as many iPhones as people expected, but they sold a lot more Macintoshes. Their services business continued to accelerate. And last night they introduced some new, we'll call it Gen AI chips that are going to be geared to running software in data centers. We'll find out more about that at their Worldwide Developers Conference coming up. Additionally, Apple announced they were going to increase their share buyback to $110 billion. In terms of comparisons, $110 billion would allow Apple to buy Boeing or buy the combined General Motors and Ford.
God, that's amazing.
So that is a lot of money. But despite that pushing Apple back up, it's still trading under its high for the year. And some people may look and say, oh my goodness, speaking of Berkshire Hathaway and Warren Buffett, they sold in the last quarter 100 million shares, reducing their stake in Apple somewhat. But as much as somebody talks about Berkshire selling some Apple, Berkshire still owns about 800 million shares of Apple, or about 5% of the total shares in Apple, making Berkshire one of the largest holders of Apple stock. They own a few more shares than I and my clients.
Yeah, probably.
just a small amount. And Amazon reported a week ago, and they beat and they raised their guidance. Prime is big for them, so that's part of their streaming platform. And they've been doing more in live sports. So I'm Amazon has got a lot of levers. Their biggest lever, I think, is still AWS, which has got artificial intelligence going for them, and that has grown. Not to mention their advertising business has grown considerably, and that is probably about third behind Google, which has YouTube, and Meta or Facebook. So those are the three largest recipients right now of advertising dollars, and those ad dollars will only increase as we get closer to the big ad campaigns that try to convince us to elect people to political office.
There you have it, Pally. We're going to see you on Friday morning.
We will see you on Friday morning, where we can talk about these companies and more, and any other important information.
Works for me, pal. Thanks, Josh.
Okay. Thanks very much, Tom. See you soon.
Josh Arnold, ladies and gentlemen. You can reach out to Josh. Does a hell of a job. Man, that guy, I just realized something while he was doing, I was going to ask him about it, but back in the day, I used to watch ESPN for probably a couple hours a day, 2-3 hours a day, every single day. I watched ESPN all the time.
Yep.
I just realized I have not watched ESPN in at least 2 years. I wonder what that's all about. What changed in my head, or what changed about ESPN that I don't like anymore?
I feel like their structures kind of changed, because it was something where back when I was in like middle school, we'd have our homeroom every morning, and that was like, it was on the TV. We would wait for the top 10 plays of the day.
There you go.
And then after I'd get home, and then like Sports Nation would be on, and then Pardon the Interruption, Around the Horn, like the three kind of pivotal shows. And now it's like, maybe it's just because I'm watching more, I'm able to watch more of it, but First Take for me, it seems like it's a lot of the same topics most of the day. I can only hear about LeBron James and the
Dallas Cowboys.
Right.
Pat Holmes is doing this, blah, blah, blah. It's like, there's some other stuff to chat about. Like, I just feel like they hit too much. I think it's almost like with some 24-hour news channels. I don't want news 24/7. I get that's what you are, but that's just not what I want. I want break it up a little bit here.
Yeah,
no, I understand.
And they haven't been very innovative, I feel like, in the way they it's kind of the same old ESPN as it was back in the day.
And that's where Pat McAfee's, I think, kind of helped ESPN quite a bit, because he's taken a brand new approach
to
his show. It's a little more lively. It's a little more camaraderie. It's not the
F-bombs.
Sit around the desk and, I think you're right. I disagree. It's no, they go at each other. It's fun.
Mm. All right, we'll take a break. Be right back. KB2 will join us right after this.
I'm here talking with my friends Michael Bilski and Brad Huckle of North American Banking Company. Guys, it seems like banking has changed quite a bit since you first opened your doors in 1998.
Yes and no. In 98, we didn't have online and mobile banking like we do today. Many banking processes have also changed. One thing that hasn't changed is we still provide a true community bank experience right here in the Twin Cities.
Our team takes the time to get to know our customers and their goals. This creates a relationship that is unique in banking today, and one our customers appreciate. It's why we like to say we provide a better banking experience.
You're absolutely right, Brad. I've been a customer for a long time. The service your team provides is phenomenal.
Thanks, Tommy.
So why not bank with my banker, North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The past several years have been the craziest in the history of the car business. The pandemic, supply chain and chip issues, all causing extreme inventory shortages that led to, predatory pricing. Some dealers charge thousands of dollars over MSRP.
We never played that game. I'm Jim Paul of Valley Buick GMC. We knew that would leave a bad taste in a customer's mouth. More importantly, from an integrity standpoint, it was just wrong.
So what about the current market? Inventory and pricing.
Valley has their best inventory in years. Really all the Buick and GMC models. Even the previously hard-to-find Yukons, HD pickups, and Hummer EVs. Plenty of deep discounts. Many with factory rebates and low-interest financing.
Then it's a good time to buy?
It's a great time. We're welcoming our previous customers back, as well as anyone else that felt the treatment just didn't feel right the last time somewhere else.
Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley and Hastings or valleycardealers.com. Car buying without the bad aftertaste.
The new Tom Barnard Show is proud to have partners like Bradshaw and Bryant, MyPillow, and North American Banking Company founder, chairman, and president, Mike Bilski.
I've advertised on Tom's show for years, and the reason is simple. My business is recognized because of the ads, and that recognition has created growth. What business doesn't want to grow? I highly recommend the Tom Barnard Morning Show for your advertising.
Grow results for your business by partnering with the Tom Barnard Show. Visit TomBarnardShow.com, keyword partner. You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
Yes, you are, damn it. No question about it. What's up, Kristen Burt, KB2?
All right. Lots of good things here in Hollywood. And I know I promised Tevin we were going to talk about Gen V, so I don't want to forget about it. Can dive right into that.
You're going to talk about what?
Gen V. It's an Amazon Prime show. We've talked about it quite a bit here.
Mm-hmm.
It's a spinoff of The Boys and kind of the anti-superhero. Like, if you look at what Marvel is, this to me is totally like the irreverent version of what superheroes are. It's a fantastic series, but in late March, one of the cast members, a very young one, Chance Perdomo, passed away in a motorcycle accident.
Ooh.
And he was literally on his way to the table reading. That's how close they were to shooting up in Toronto. The writers have now discussed what they're going to do with the character, and I think it is the absolute right move. So just so for everyone who does watch the show knows that they are not going to recast the character. He plays Andre Anderson on the show. I think it's a smart move, but what it does leave them is with a lot of plot holes, obviously, because season 2 had already been written. So they said they have to recraft the entire second season.
Jesus. It's a little bit of work ahead of them.
It's a lot of work, and not only will it delay production, it's going to, I think it's going to be probably a solid year before we see it on air, maybe even a year and a half, because you also have to get the cast back together in terms of production and their schedules, and everything is still backlogs from the strikes over the summer for the busy actors. Some actors had 2 or 3 projects kind of being juggled, and they're trying to figure out schedules still. It's probably going to take us about 2 years to really get out of the mess when it comes to scheduling and the shows and the strikes.
And it's been a tough period, hasn't it? I mean, I will say this. I am very, very surprised TV is as good as it is streaming. The Paramounts of the world and all that as well. It's ABC and Peacock and all the rest of them. TV's better than that, but it just seems there's a lot of strife in Hollywood right now. Is that a good read?
Yeah, there is, and there's a lot of budget cuts. We've talked about like the contraction of the entertainment industry, and right now we're not really feeling it as TV viewers because a lot of this stuff was already in the can before the strikes, or they just had like a couple episodes left to finish, and that's what's coming out right now. We will eventually start to feel it in the next, I would say, maybe 2 years after that cycle, because a lot of these streamers have things already banked and they're not concerned. But we'll start feeling the effects of the smaller economy, smaller budgets, less content. It will hit us eventually. I would say probably 2026 is where we're really going to see it.
There you have it. Oh, I got to mention one thing that I didn't even realize because I just ran into Catherine out there. I went down the hall, and Catherine's taking Jude out for a walk. I thought it was just the angle of the light on my face. No, I had some little things cut off my face yesterday just to make sure they're not, cancerous or all that stuff. My skin is literally this color.
You're red? You're rosy?
I am rosy red. This is not the lighting. It's not the camera. That's the color I am right now. That thing lit my face up like there's no tomorrow.
Is that from your procedure or is that from the sun?
No, it's not from the sun. And by the way,
did you go out and burn?
Yeah, that would be some burn right there. But yeah, I kept looking, going, God, the angle of this light, it must be. Oh, it even gets worse when you do that.
Does your face feel like it's on fire?
No, not at all.
Okay,
It doesn't
that's
hurt
good.
at all. And it didn't hurt when they took the look. And, they just wanted to make sure all these little tiny spots, on your face. So they cut them all out. And I suppose that's why my face is bright red this morning.
I go for mole checks every 6 months.
You
'cause
gotta.
I'm so pale. Yeah, I have to.
Yep.
So
You got it. So, Uncle, just call me Red Rudensky for the rest of the month, probably. Something like that. Because I got to go back a couple of more times to do it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Just want to make sure they get everything.
Wear that hat and sunblock, everyone. It's
You
true.
got it.
Mhm.
No, and so far so good. I don't have any problems or anything like that, but I just wanted to make sure. But
Oh yeah, it's just easier to get it cut out and have them check than
Yep.
sit there and worry about it.
Oh, by the way, that show I was talking about yesterday, I couldn't think of the name. It's The Veil.
Oh, The Veil, yeah, with Elizabeth Moss. We talked about
Yes.
that last week.
Yes.
Yes.
Your recommendation, I watched it. We've only seen one episode, but it's really good.
She's so good. Like
Yep.
Elizabeth Moss is one of my favorite actors out there. Mad Men, Handmaid's Tale, which
Yeah.
is hard to watch but so good. The Veil, she's also excellent in. I don't like to talk about her personal life because she's a Scientologist, and I always
Oh, God.
ruins me.
What is that?
What is that?
What is a
we
scient-
talked about this last week, and I was being politically correct. This was funny, actually, this exchange between
Yeah.
Tevin and I, because I was like, well, here's what happened. And then Tevin's like, girl, it's a cult.
Yeah. Out of all the religions, that's the one that's like fair game, in my opinion.
Do you know why I'm careful? And I'm super honest about this.
Why?
I've written plenty of articles about Scientology, and in the middle of the night, I will get an email from the publicist. Her name is Karen something or other, but I know it's Karen. In the middle of the night, she will send a threatening email saying you didn't fact check or you didn't do this. And it's really nothing burger, honestly. But at the same time, I know what they have done to Leah Remini and how they have
Yeah.
harassed her and
Yep.
stalked her ever since
Yep.
she left Scientology. And she's been obviously a very outspoken critic. But I toe the line very carefully when it comes to Scientology when I talk about it, because they do find you. Like, that's the crazy thing. They will find you.
That's not a very good religion then if you're threatening people, though.
Right.
You know?
Correct. 100%.
My opinion.
Well, how about if they're threatening you with a life in hell after you die? Is that a threat?
Yeah.
I am purely angelic, so
Oh, are
don't
you?
worry.
You just reminded me of one of my favorite moments. This is many, many years ago when Scientology first broke. Was it like 40 years ago, something like that?
I mean, it's
When
been
it-
around for a long time, but I feel like it made it into the zeitgeist somewhere around when Tom Cruise really came
Yeah.
into popularity.
Was that like 30 years ago, 35 years ago?
No, longer than that. He
So it
started
is 40 years ago.
Yeah, 40 years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But it's been around longer than that.
So walking down Hennepin Avenue with my friend, I can say his first name. His first name is Craig. And there's a big sign about Scientology. I said, what the hell is Scientology? He goes, oh, I've been reading about that stuff. Matter of fact, we should go in there. And I'm like, what? I said, what it is? He goes, I don't know. It's some kind of a new look at, the universe and religion. And I had never even heard of it, but he had. So he said, well, I want to go in and talk to the guy. I said, okay, well, I'll just wait in the lobby for you or whatever. So we go in there, and they asked me, do I want to come in too? I said, nah, as a matter of fact, I don't feel great, which was a lie. But, so I hear the guy asking behind closed doors, Craig, questions. He said, I'm going to say something to you, and it's going to show me your frame of mind and how you really need Scientology if you fail this test. I'm going to say a word, and you cannot react to this word, and you cannot laugh. You cannot, show disgust. You can't get angry. You've got to keep an even keel to get involved in Scientology. So there's this long pause, and all of a sudden I hear the guy go like this, fart, fart, fart. And Craig starts laughing his ass off. And the guy goes, no, you can't react to it. The whole point of this is to not react in a negative way, to laugh. Just don't react. Fart, fart. get the hell out of here. He threw Craig out for laughing. But who the hell wouldn't laugh?
Fart is a very funny word. I am
It
sorry.
is.
I don't care if I'm a 12-year-old boy. It is a funny word. That is what is called, what Tom is talking about, is called an e-meter reading.
Right.
I've covered
Right.
Scientology enough to know that. And you're literally holding on to, like, with your hands, like a tin can, essentially, and they're trying to read your reactions. But here's the thing. If you sign up for even one course, you're in their database forever, and they will publish your name on their website saying, like, they've completed course level 1. Even if you were thinking, oh, this is a course I want to take for my self-confidence. Now you are somehow associated with Scientology for the rest of your life on the internet.
Yep.
Do not go in there. That's all I'm saying.
And it's all about money, too, isn't it? The whole thing is really just about money, right?
The amount of money, and Leah Remini, who had great success in King of Queens, so she made some really good TV money in the 90s. She has talked about how much money she's given to the church, and it's in the millions. And she doesn't have the same career that she did in the 90s, of course. And that fortune should have been invested, you know, for her daughter and for herself and for her husband. And a lot of it went to the church. Now think about the millions, multi-millions that John Travolta, Tom Cruise has made for the church and what they have donated. I mean, Tom Cruise is considered the second in command at Scientology. It's David Miscavige, who is the head, and Tom Cruise is second because he's gone clear. Like, he's reached that level of whatever they think going clear is. And it's honestly, like, Tom Cruise is a great movie star in Hollywood. However, I really approach him carefully because behind the scenes, there's not a lot of great stuff. And whether he's shielded from it or not, he is promoting a religion/cult that has, on record, done a lot of damage to people when it comes to sexual assault, when it comes to mental health. There are a lot of suicides within the religion, and they cover it up. And, you know, they don't believe in psychiatric drugs or anything else like that, that we know have helped many people live a wonderful life. So, yeah, it's not great. Postpartum depression, another one.
I hadn't told you guys this, but I've become a Scientologist, and I'm following their lead. From now on, Kristen will have to do a report nude. But other than that, don't they put, like, there's a lot of nudity thrown in there. What's that all about?
Oh, I don't know. There's nudity in Scientology?
Apparently, women have to not wear clothes at some juncture. I don't know what it is, but they have to appear in the nude.
Now, that sounds like Nexium, which was that
Oh,
sex
you know
cult.
what? I think you're right. It was Nexium. It wasn't them. It was some cult. I knew that.
Yeah, Nexium
You're right,
was
it was
sex cult, and the
Nexium.
women were branded.
Yes.
Keith Raniere was, I'm well too versed in cults, but I've had to cover them. Unfortunately, they always have ties to Hollywood. And remember, oftentimes when people seek religion, whatever it is, they're seeking some sort of guidance. But when you're at a very vulnerable time in your life, you can be influenced by people who don't have your best interest at heart. And that's always something that you have to be very careful of.
Money, 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 money. It's all that people care about is money. It's just disgusting.
Yeah. Or that's like the twin flame one, Kristen, like where they were trying to convince people like, oh, you're not really a man, Tom, you're transgender, you should be a woman, and trying to convince people to like go through these massive procedures and like trick people that were looking to just get into a relationship, and they found themselves now in some cult.
Unfortunate. It's unfortunate it has to be
But
that
that's
way.
a good Netflix documentary, too, if anyone is looking
What's
for
it called?
something to watch. Twin Flame.
Twin Flame. I'll have to watch that. Yeah, I grew up Roman Catholic, and even as a little boy, second, third grade, I didn't believe some of the things they said about Catholicism. I mean, they would say this happened, and I go, no, I don't buy it. I got in a lot of trouble in third grade because the priest was making this deal about how when you come into the confession that you're talking to God, and I said, no, you're not. Boy, did he get mad at me. Oh, God. He did not appreciate Uncle Tommy going after his secret job that he had. All right. Well, another day where, what are you going to do? Talking about
cults.
Cults and religions and all
Well,
this. You know,
at least I was talking about cults in Hollywood instead of boring all of you with Met Gala coverage, because I know none of you watched that yesterday. So I did not bring that to the table.
I saw nobody spiced it up, right?
Nobody spiced it up?
Yeah, I saw your tweets about like everybody was just bland and like not creative.
Yeah, the theme was the Garden of Time, which to me like is super easy because you can be like a nymph, a woodland fairy, you could be a flower. It's a very easy theme. And this is the night. Listen, I know I'm not going to bore you with fashion, but this is the one red carpet. This is the one red carpet. You should go all out and just do something creative. It should be a costume because it's for the Costume Institute, because everyone goes inside and then they change and they wear like a boring black dress. So for 10 minutes, you wear something crazy and do it. And people were just there in like their cute little like silver outfit. And I'm like, that's for the Oscars or for the Golden Globes. Like, just go and have fun and do it. But some people just didn't get the message.
I understand.
You know? I mean, look, AJ did his costume for baseball.
Yeah.
Opening day.
Yeah.
Go for it.
It's not embarrassing anymore. Look, you know what? It's a guy wearing a jersey, just like the
and a
gala.
Cute hat.
Yeah, cute little hat. I was so cute.
I was so cute.
I was so cute.
I was so cute.
No,
I was
I
really.
like that. It was opening day. He lived it. He breathed it.
Mm-hmm.
He's not showing up every day in that.
And then he goes back in the closet for another year.
Yeah, wear your hockey costume sometime, AJ.
I'll show up one of these days with all my gear.
You guys, I'm going to show up when it's Olympics time this summer. I'm going to show up in red, white, and blue on gymnastics days. And you can tease me all you want, AJ, about my costume. And I am okay with that.
No, I think that's the difference between you and I. I'm going to let you do your own thing, and I'm not going to draw attention to it. I'm going to let you be who you want to be.
I have watched the I'm such a nerd. I have watched the opening ceremony for the Olympics, and my friends and I will have like viewing parties, and I'll paint like little red, white, and blue on my cheek.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah, it's a costume. It's good.
Yeah,
that works for me. All right, you ready for your outro?
Yes.
Fart.
Sponsored by farts.
How could you not laugh at somebody going fart? Yeah. Fart. I can't even do to not laugh. You gotta laugh, don't you?
Farts are funny. Even when someone does a horrible fart, it's funny. It's just funny because everyone goes and like leaves the room. It's funny. And then everyone tries to point it at each other like, you did it, you did it.
Oh, yeah.
Or like my brother used to say, wait, what was it? Whoever smelt it, dealt it, and whoever denied it, supplied it.
Oh, God. By coincidence, my friend Ben's son, I had his first communion. So we went to his confirmation. So we went to the church to watch it and all the rest of it. And there was a guy in front of us, about 85, I would guess. All of a sudden, it was like somebody had opened up the gates to butt hell. He dropped a fart. Oh, my God, did it stink. And Catherine's looking at me like, what the hell did you do? I said, wasn't me. Don't be trying to blame it on me. He tries to point the finger at me. It's not very nice, now is it?
No. Just ask you to pull her finger.
All right. We'll talk to you tomorrow, sister.
Bye.
Thanks. Goodbye. Kristen Bird Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Yeah, there is no way I could sit there and listen to somebody say that word over and over again and not laugh my ass off.
No,
I just couldn't.
Right. Yeah.
Especially when you're going into it thinking it's about to be a very serious conversation about religion and getting better.
Bart. What? Okay. All right, boys. We'll talk to you tomorrow. The family show's up in about 15 minutes.
Talk to you then.